points. Yeah, James. Everything to smile about as we do indeed say hello to you right now. Jeannie's the last call with former Clipper Corey Maggette. It's very loud, and you know what? It's magnificent. It went exactly as scripted. Steve and Connie Ballmer built a shrine to the nation, and the fans are here, and they don't want to leave because this felt really good. You can't hear me at all.
I can't hear you at all. I'm just going to stand out for the fans. Yeah. You know what? This is what we love, Jeannie. The first ever playoff game in Intuit Dome. We have the fans. They were absolutely sensational.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
But it goes to the players and what they did on the floor. The continuity, the great chemistry, the flow, everything worked the right way. And early on in the game, it seemed like Denver had a little bit of an edge. Eric Gordon was hot early.
The mojo, Eric. Yes, he was.
But they continued to weather the storm. And again, from James Harden, one of the 75 greatest players of all time, Kawhi Leonard, one of those guys as well, they stepped in and did their job collectively as a unit. And we're just so very happy to be a part of it.
There is so much to unpack here because everybody had something to do on both sides of the ball. Let's start with the three-pointers in this one because there were 9 in the first quarter as the Clippers were really setting a tone. You talk about Aaron Gordon out of the gate, but then the Clippers said, wait a while, this is our house.
And we talked about this early before the show. You asked me what player was going to get going. I said it was going to be either Norman Powell or James Harden, and they did that tonight. And early on in that first quarter, we saw how sensational James Harden could be by hitting those big threes. And it was at one point, I said this at halftime, it was 22-26. Joker had just scored, but James Harden came back with a dagger with a three. And then he hit another dagger, and then he hit another dagger. And it was a trickle-down effect for this entire team, the way they shot the three ball tonight.
All right, so we talked about the offense. We got to focus on the defense because that is the bread and butter of this Clippers team, the identity from Jump Street, and it was present here tonight, Corey.
Well, first of all, I salute Coach Ty Lue, and I can salute Coach Jeff Van Gundy from the defensive side. You have to get a team to really buy in. They started this early in the season. Even with all the additions mid-season by trades, they found a way to get to what works best for this team. And defensively, if you want to win championships, you have to have defensive principle. You need to have discipline. And they had that through this series going so far. And tonight was the night that we saw that, Jimmy. Multiple efforts defensively. If it was Nicholas Batum getting the block, if it was Zoo, patrolling the paint, everybody knew exactly what to do. You needed to be on the string as a team, and they were absolutely spectacular tonight doing that.
There are so many notes defensively. They had 20 points in the first 4:35 of the game. There was a stretch in this one where they had 38 points with about 4:30 left in the third quarter. They just were stifled, absolutely stifled. And Denver did not have any type of response. I guess I was expecting them to come out off the mat a little bit more in the third quarter. Admittedly, the offense stalled a bit for the Clippers as well. But they went to the bank early, and they could lean into that cushion. As mentioned, James Harden, we saw the big smile coming in because he was cooking early, Corey.
And he was cooking, and you had to go back to James Harden. He's spinning the ball. He's making something.
Right.
But how special James Harden was as a player. And again, it started by him shooting the tray ball, getting down early. And you didn't need a lot from James Harden. Like, you didn't need 30. But you got those early three-point shooting and just a sensational play by him. But this is what you want. When the moment shines the brighter, you can count on these stars. James Harden has shown that this is his home. He loves being here. He loves being a Clipper. And to do this on that first, again, the first ever playoff game into it, he was definitely into it.
6 of 14 from the field, 3 of 8 from 3, and I love the lineup change there as well. We talked about it at half, where Kawhi and Big Zoo take a seat, and it is James Harden and Norman Powell that got things going. We will talk about Norm, no doubt, because he was very comfortable in the home dome confines. But let's take a look at the Western Conference playoff picture right now. Memphis finally got their home game. They blew a 29-point lead. It is notable that Ja Morant was hurt in that one in the second quarter. But Memphis just imploded, and now OKC with a 3-0 lead, and of course that would be the opponent the Clippers will face when they get by the Denver Nuggets.
You know what, when we were watching this game and you saw the Clippers go up 20 points, and you can't get comfortable. And you look at what happened against the Memphis Grizzlies, against OKC, the #1 team in the Western Conference, you have to keep your foot on the gas, and they weren't able to do that. But what I would say is Clippers, they continue to put their foot on the gas, and it wasn't just their offense, like we just spoke about. Defensively, they kept battling. They didn't allow Denver to get comfortable. And when I look at this entire game, it's almost even from a coaching standpoint. Ty Lue exploited a lot of that from a coaching standpoint. And there, again, they have a new coach coming in. They're still trying to find the system. And after that second, they're going into the third quarter, you can tell that they started to fade away in this game.
Yeah, listen, this is far from over. That is a high-caliber team over there. But
especially when you have Joker over there.
At some point, when we are looking for where is the edge, I think we can look at the Clippers bench, where we see JVG and Ty Lue. Ty Lue, by the way, has made his way to the media center after a very nice win for his team.
You talked about wanting to play better. Was this an example of that? And what was behind you guys playing at a higher level tonight?
Yes, this is what I was talking about. But like I said, our fans was unbelievable tonight. And just be able to come home, play our first playoff game into a dome, it was very exciting. And our fans came out. They showed up and showed out. And like I said, guys played better, played well. Norm was huge for us tonight. You know, scoring the basketball, but also making the right play in the pick and roll versus the blitzes. And, you know, we got to build off of it. Like I said, it's only 2 games. But today, I liked our approach. I like what we did defensively. And, you know, it's still going to be a tough series. You know, it ain't over because we, you know, had a blowout. It's only 1 game. You know, so we got to be ready to come and validate that on Saturday.
Ty, what is it about Nico that you can just throw him into a playoff series no matter what and he'll deliver every time?
Because he's been in big games. He understands his role. And he's a star in his role. You know, whatever we ask Nico to do, he does it every single night. Whether it's 1 shot, whether it's 10 shots, whether it's no shots. You know, he's going to be the same person, same player every night. And that's what we love about him. You know, unbelievable connector. And everybody loves playing with him.
I felt like James had a really good control over the game today at 13 in that first quarter. Only 1 turnover, 9 assists. Spent most of that second half, I think, kind of just finding guys. What did you make of how he kind of approached?
Nhưng mà chị không kiểm soát được cái đấy, chị cầm cái que thì bắn nhẹ lắm.
Phải chuẩn như sơn vậy, nó tủm quá, đánh phát rồi. Nhưng phải chọn, giờ đấy dễ đánh cơ lắm. Không phải chọn, sớm mà phải chọn.
Ta tưởng cái lũ chơi tài xỉu á, có người yêu á, có người yêu mà biết nó chơi tài xỉu cho là phải ngăn, phải cấm, phải không cho chơi chứ hóa ra là nó còn cho vốn để chơi chứ. Hôm nay ta nghe thằng nào nhỉ? Thằng Mạnh nó kể người yêu của thằng Sơn nạp vốn cho chơi. Chơi mất thì
chồng chí đi vẫn phải 10 chứ nhỉ.
Chơi mất thì nó chửi, mà không mất thì nó cười cái khách à.
Thì là chồng không chí thì kỳ vọng cũng phải 10.
Mà kiểu nhà con đấy nó giàu ấy, tiền đẹp bẹt chị em mình, tiền nó đẹp bẹt chị em mình.
Nghe sướng rồi thì bố mẹ nó.
Nó đi học lái ô tô đi học mà. Nét lắm, đi đón người yêu đi chơi đi ô tô mà. 206.
Không là cái gì cả nhỉ. Cái gì cả, chỉ là cái tên thôi. Nó có cảnh không? Nó có cảnh đấy.
Con đây xinh gái phết. Cứ của bố mẹ nó thế này thế kia, cơm ra thế nó như thế thì sau này nó cũng sướng thôi.
Không. Biết đâu đại cha ăn gọn này còn khát nước. Ai? Đi đây thì rửa nước như này, 20 cái. Một tí uống được mà. Đi nửa tiếng thôi, nhưng mà đi nữa. Cái gì? Gọi nghe quanh.
Ông đi.
Đi đâu? Bảo mày lên thì bắt đúng một con cho 1 triệu. Đi Tuấn ở đấy đi về ngay.
Ông bảo à, hóa ra là chúng mày rủ nhau có thằng Tuấn ở đấy là gì?
Tối nay đắt gì là con nó ở đấy, thì nhà ai gặp nó lên.
Tao không đi bia trong làng, mang tiếng lắm.
Làng nào? Làng nào? Làng nào?
Đấy người ta đang nói thế.
Làng nào ấy thì tao thằng này đóng trại trên kia rồi.
Bảo là lên đấy có thằng Đích Tuấn thì không bao giờ có ở trên đấy đâu. Thằng Đích Tuấn nó không biết đi win đâu.
Nó chỉ đi bar thôi. Chỉ có Văn Hồng thôi. Hùng vẹo biết đi win thôi.
Win chỉ được cái view rồi, chả được cái gì sao.
Nó được cái tính toán tiền dễ nữa. Nhưng vừa tính cái tầng đi thủ công. Hay là tính như nào không biết rõ. Kèm đấy. Hay là bật cho em cái bàn này, người ta phải lên mình không hiểu thế nào, không biết công kênh cả chủ quản thế nào.
Cắt thèm vào giúp. Nó thấy tao hoại bàn, nó thấy tao hoại bàn thế thì nó phải biết ý rồi.
Không hiểu. Nhưng hôm nay bà này trông còn dọn có bàn đẳng cấp nhỉ. Bình thường người ta dọn bàn phát ăn thì bạn này dọn bàn phát đi về. Bụng cầm cái cây lùa một đường vào có làm gì vào.
Đâu, pha đấy ta đang định bắn đấy. Nhưng mà, không, ta đang định bắn thật. Nhưng mà sao ta chợt nhớ là ta không biết bắn đâu. Hay tao biết phải lùa.
Bắn hai quả vào bà bị tham tham cái gì. Em thôi mày xếp tay tao bắn.
Nó với mẹ nó đi mua cầu á.
Hôm nay em kêu nó lại mày. Tự nhiên bắn hai quả vào cái ham mày xếp tay nó tao bắn.
Chả bao giờ. Mày đừng tưởng chị chưa bao giờ chị dùng. Chị đi rồi đây.
Đi rồi chị bảo đang bắn ham bắn mày xếp tay nó bắn.
Thì tại vì chị không biết bắn cho nên chị cũng không ham.
Tại vì bắn đâu? Chả ai bắn này. Chả ai.
Nhưng mà chúng mày bắn được.